Hey guys, Sen here. Today we're back at it with some more chat attacks, and in this ongoing raid weekend, I was actually able to find another maxed out barbarian camp, and we were able to hit it with another first attack golem hit. Starting off with a pack of minions to go down south to clear the trash buildings going two separate directions. There's no air defenses covering these bottom few trash buildings, and so those minions can do some work down there. And you can see everything here is completely maxed with the exception of the level 3 walls, which don't matter, as well as this lone level 4 rapid rocket, but everything else is level 5, and we are basically going in with the same approach as the last time. Larry barrels up the right side, as well as sending the mountain golem there as well. There's no splash defenses covering there, and you notice that there's also a lot of forest cover, and so there's actually just not that much room for traps. Not that that's a place that you would trap anyways, but we're just going in with a few Larry barrels to take out these cannons, these spear throwers, as well as these giants. The giants are so annoying on Barb Camp for ground attacks, and just getting through all that HP with a swarm of Larrys is super nice. We drop in our third barrel to try to finish off and overwhelm the rest of these point defenses. We get a really nice split to where all of my Larrys, with the exception of like one, go after these buildings over here instead of this air bombs. They're going to wrap back around because the walls are open, but that makes sure that they don't die too early to this one multi-cannon or multi-mortar over here. And once they start wrapping around, we'll just drop down a ram to try to distract that multi-mortar a little bit. We want to get this air bombs. That'll help for the second attack, as well as it opens up the map so we can actually deploy our golem on the right side of the base. But you can see the multi-mortar has just enough time, and the air bombs, when it's maxed, has so much HP that it was able to finish off my Larrys. We just dropped down a ram to distract any Barbie to finish off the air bombs, and now it's time to go with the golem. We only have a minute or so left, maybe a minute 30 before dropping down the mountain golem, the slowest troop in the game. We send him over the river. The Jesus Rock is going in. We want him to go on the backside over here where there's no point defenses. It takes out that cannon and multi-cannon with the help of the rage spell, and now actually two Teslas, which do a lot of single target damage as well, pops. Because the base is symmetric, there's probably two on the other side alongside this mortar over here, and the Teslas do a lot of damage, but they're also really nice to take out because they're so annoying when you're trying to go in with rocket balloons, because they'll shoot at your pairs of rocket balloons. So finishing off all four Teslas on a Barb camp is super nice. And even though we basically had no funnel for the golem, we had a pack of archers to snipe that air defense that we really didn't have any way to try to funnel the golem to the backside. He somehow takes the perfect path, finishing off all the Teslas, and now he's walking towards the air bombs, and with his dying breath, he gets the air bombs. He somehow started on the right side of the base and finished this left side air bombs. And also, we just dropped down the zap because we were originally planning to zap down these rapid rockets on the backside, but we quickly changed our plans. We zapped down these air defenses instead that the golem damaged with its death damage, and then we zapped down this trash building because we had a few spells left and we could just open up the map super easily that way. And now we drop in our fortress, kind of like in that first attack a couple of videos ago where we went up against the max Barb camp as well. We send in the fortress directly on top of the air defense and spear throwers. Finishing off the spear throwers early is really nice because maxed out spear throwers are super annoying and do so much damage to the fortress. And we just drop down one pack of rocket balloons because the fortress is going to skip that. It'll funnel the fortress as well as take out that spear thrower. And we have some chads. Once the rocket artillery starts looking over towards the fortress, you drop down the giant to tank the giant cannon. It actually pulls a giant bomb, which actually splashes the wizards, but the wizards have enough HP, so instead of zapping down those rapid rockets in the middle, we instead just drop in a wizard bomb because the rage was already there. It finishes off the giant cannon, finishes off the rapid rockets, and before the rocket artillery can look towards the fortress and do too much damage, we just take it out real fast because the fortress is super slow. The rocket artillery actually does a lot of single target damage, so we don't want the fortress to take too much damage from it. And once those two spear throwers finally lock onto that fortress, we drop in two more rocket balloons, one on the rapid rocket, one on top of the level 5 spear thrower, and those rocket balloons are going to help push the fortress into that last rapid rocket where we'll have two more rocket balloons. And we have done it again, ladies and gentlemen. The golem two-shot against a maxed out barbarian camp. Somehow we basically went in with the same attack against two different bases and it's worked again. I don't know how. Maybe the golem isn't a meme because I gotta tell you, maxed out bases are really difficult to take out, even with Graveyard, with how much HP and how much damage the defenses all do. But somehow the golem is pulling it off and making it look so easy. Especially that one golem who was on a mission to defy all expectations and take out that air bombs. Alright, so that first attack was mainly about the mountain golem with just some chads sprinkled in, but now we are going hard with the chads, starting off with the barb down south, clear some trash buildings to funnel a Larry barrel into the spear thrower and into these backside trash buildings. I'm trying to grab another spear thrower over here and just open up the map towards the district hall with 2 rocket artilleries and a bunch of other buildings within chain distance. But those annoying defensive super giants with those gates opened are just going to be so nasty to archers and wizards, and we really have to have a good way to try to take care of them. And we are going to try to go in with the super dragon. A super dragon can splash both giants at once, as well as a bunch of buildings that are touching each other, so that dragon breath can do a lot of damage, especially under the rage spell, and we just have to take out these air defenses, and there really won't be any other air coverage on the bottom side over here, and that's what we have those rocket balloons for. Instead of those Larry barrels that I usually bring to tank for the super dragons, I'm just going to use the rocket balloons to try to drop them in between the defenses and try to splash all the air defenses down. We drop in one more ram to keep those giants there, and some balloons try to get them in between the air defenses. Unfortunately, the Tesla plops, which actually screws over my rocket balloons on the left side, but that dragon actually flies around this left side air defense and tries to go straight after those giants on the back side over there. It steps outside the range and instead gets inside of range of this air defense over here, but it actually luckily has enough juice in it to take out the giant post over here, and with these gates opened, we can actually drag those giants out as far as we want them. And so we drop down a barb to try to pull it out, as well as a wizard inside the rage spell. We have 6 wizards, so we have a spare wizard to go in and just chain down the giant. Once the giant goes down, we have a clear path towards the district hall. We drop down a giant to help tank, a ram to try to open up the wall, as well as to distract this backside giant cannon. When there's 2 rocket artilleries, I try not to mess around because if you get unlucky with the rams, the rocket artilleries will just blast your wizards, but those wizards are going in at 1/2 speed just as we like it. Just before those rocket shells come down, the wizards have just enough juice in the tank to chain those 2 rockets, and because we have that rage spell drop to be deeper inside the base, we also cover this backside giant cannon over here, and we go in with another wizard bomb. Just 2 more rams left in the tank, open up the walls, as well as create some barbs to distract the giant cannon for a little bit, just to get those chains off, and we chain down so many buildings around it. Because the giant cannon doesn't have enough HP, we actually don't finish off the buildings, but I just decided to make a split-second decision and just with my 1 lightning spell to zap those cannons down. And so those archers can finish off a bunch of buildings on the backside over there. And if you take a look at that with the dragon bomb and the wizard bombs, we have cleared out over half of the base. All 3 of the giant posts along with the giants, as well as 2 rocket artilleries and a giant cannon. This base is absolutely gutted from all those wizards, and it's just a matter of how we want to finish. We can probably finish with any troop we want, but we're going in with a bit of a fun way to finish it off with some more chads. P.E.K.K.A going down south to go and clear this compartment with some rams to distract some of those point defenses, and then we go with some more rams to distract some defenses, a giant to tank the giant cannon, as well as some more wizards to chain some more buildings down, more 1/2 speed, so much damage on so many structures. The cannons actually have a lot of HP and are able to survive, but those wizards, this is not a Chad bomb. This is going to be a Chad journey. We still have 4 wizards, all of them still up. One of them decides to be dumb and decides to go into that air defense at a weird angle and gets blasted by the spear thrower and the multi-cannon, but we just need to keep up the rest of them alive. We zap down the last bomb tower at the very start, and there is just 1 more bomb tower over here that we need the wizards with the help of the rage spell to blast through, and now it's time for the Larrys. We have 5 barrels and basically no defenses left. We even have another P.E.K.K.A in the tank if we really wanted to use it, but there is just nothing left on the base. Our wizards are still up. We have so many barrels, still 2 left in the tank, and this is a wrap. I think we used like 10 wizards over the course of 2 attacks. We just used that P.E.K.K.A for cleanup, and this base was destroyed by all of those wizard bombs. Alright, here we go again with another Dragon Cliffs attack that I'm gonna have to preface this by saying do not try this at home. We're gonna split a pack of minions to different sides, clear the trash buildings, clear this cannon, but if you take a look at this district hall, look at what's around it. 4 dragon posts, Inferno Tower, Blast Bow, and some other defenses as well. I normally would never recommend a Wizard Bomb against Dragon Cliffs because the dragons will not only kill your wizards, but distracting the wizards is enough to ruin any Wizard Bomb that you try to do. So do not try this at home. We actually don't have any wizards on the first attack. This district hall is pretty deep inside the base, and we also want to come at it from this left side angle because that's far away from these dragons, and the dragons are super nasty at distracting your wizards. We want to have the juiciest wizard bomb possible, and that is the optimal angle for it. And we're just starting off this first attack with some Hog Raiders on this bottom side, distract this dragon so we sneak in an Inferno Dragon to melt through all that HP. Also, the Hog Raiders are going to clear away all these point defenses and carve a path towards this backside over here. We have 4 more Hogs left, as well as another Rage that we're going to drop down to help them out, to blast them through all the defenses. You cannot heal Hogs through Dragon Breaths. I don't think I need to explain that. The heal spell does like 150 healing per second, and the dragons do like 600 damage. It's not even close. The heals will do nothing, so just use the rage spell to speed them into all the defenses and blast through as many as you can before the dragon comes in and ruins your day. We're trying to speed them into all of these buildings over here because we, like I said, need to carve a path towards the district hall. We have 4 packs of archers that we're going to use in this attack to try to finish off this first dragon, because we're not going to be able to bomb the district hall before that thing goes down. Unfortunately, we don't have a great angle to drop that ram on, so our archers actually get splashed while using that ram to distract, but we have those 2 packs of archers and 1 more ram and 1 more hog to try to distract, as well as do some damage to this backside over here. We don't have quite enough to finish off that Inferno Tower. Actually, we do. The Hog Raiders have just enough HP, but this next part is the tough part. So we're coming in with the Frost spell, one of the spells that I don't think I've ever shown on this channel. Honestly, the Frost spell, unless it's an Exodia swag, I never use it. It's the one spell I basically never use. But now this is going to get chaotic. I used that 1 ram to open up the wall because I never used the Frost spell. I actually missed the Blast Bow with my Frost. I'm just using the Frost spell to try to make sure the dragons fly slower. And once this dragon is as far away as possible from the district hall, as well as the wizards I'm going to drop, now it's time to go. Giant to distract the blast bow, Hogs to finish off these left side point defenses, Ramp to go in to distract all the defenses, and then 6 wizards. We need those wizards to destroy everything super fast, so we're going in with 6 of them. And look at those chains down all of the posts all at once, and does so much damage to all those dragons. Some more rams to go ahead to distract all the dragons with that Frost spell. The power of the Frost spell. It's slowing down the dragons so the wizards can blast through all that HP. We have 1 Inferno Dragon to go in against this bottom side dragon that's away from the rest of them. Try to melt through that as well. A P.E.K.K.A to go on top to finish off all the defenses on the wizard's flank so that they don't get taken out. And once this last dragon goes down, we still have 3 Hog Raiders left, a P.E.K.K.A that's healthy, and just a bunch of splash defenses on the backside with 1 cannon. We have 2 more Hog Raiders that we're just going to drop down. This phase, we don't need to drop anything more, but we're going to try to save as many of our troops as we can. And holy cow, those wizards were on a mission to tear through all those dragons. I've never tried that before. It was super chaotic, a spam attack that doesn't involve graveyard, but that was so much fun trying to pick apart the base, distracting the blast bow and all the defenses, slowing down the dragons, and using those wizards to blast through all of those annoying dragons on this base. That was sick. Alright, here we go against another Barbarian camp. Now, we have a Frost spell, and this was supposed to be part of a Frost spell themed video, but I was not able to get enough replays with this spell that I basically never used until now. We drop in a pack of minions to go ahead, clear that cannon in those trash buildings, and we drop the Frost spell straight on top of the river. Now, no, that is not a swag spell. If you take a look at the claws on the Frost spell, description at the very bottom, it says that if you drop the frostball on top of the river, it creates an ice path for your ground troops to walk over, and they can actually go over the river just like the Jesus Rock. So now the Chads can actually walk on top of the river. We drop a ram up the left side, open up the wall towards the bomb tower, so we can drop the rest of our rams inside the base. They'll distract the defenses, distract the rocket artillery, a giant up the left side to distract the giant cannon, and now it's time to go in with the Chads, chain down all of those defenses at half speed. We used those rocket balloons at the very start to clear the path because all those defenses were touching, and with the path that I created, those wizards chain down everything, have enough HP because the giant was still tanking to chain down a spear thrower, and before they can do any more damage, that giant cannon says no and mows them down. We have some barbs left and some rocket balloons. I go with the rocket balloons because we don't have 2 rages. We use a frost spell, and so those rocket balloons are going to be more effective to try to take care of any defenses on the backside. We just use some barbs to clear the way, ram to distract the Tesla, 2 rocket balloons blast through the bomb tower, go for the Tesla, a pack of minions distract all the defenses, 2 rocket balloons on top of the giant cannon, mow it down and try to go after the air bombs. The air bomb survives at 1 HP, it gets finished off, and then we drop down a rocket balloon once the path towards the rocket artillery opens up, and we do as much damage as possible to that maxed out rocket artillery, and those rocket balloons are soaring over to that multi-cannon to try to finish that off. It survives at 1 HP, but not the biggest deal in the world. And we have taken out so much of the base on this first attack, and we are going to finish off with the real Jesus Rock, the original troop that could walk on water, going after that giant post. Those giants don't know what's coming. They swing all the way around and back just to try to figure out where the mountain golem is coming from. It finishes them off with its splash damage and those rocky fists, and is going after that rocket artillery that's on the outside of the base. We zap down some of those air bombs, air defenses, and Teslas on the backside of the base, and that rocky mountain golem is just gonna move his way around. He is going to be in for some work in this video as we take him outside of his cave, and he's going in to try to take out some defenses on the backside. A rocket balloon to finish off that air defense and rocket artillery combo, another one to finish off the air defense. We try to drop that other rocket balloon for the spear thrower, but it goes for the multi-cannon. I don't want to talk about it, alright? I did not see that multi-cannon over there, but those rocket balloons are going to fly over, finish off the spear thrower. That spear thrower finishes off all my minions that I wanted to use for cleanup. We still have a pack of minions. If we didn't have another pack of minions, this attack is 100% a time fail, but thankfully we do still have a pack and those rocket balloons with no air defenses. There is a spear thrower. They're going to go ahead and try to take out as much of the base as they can, finish off the multi-cannon, go after the spear thrower afterwards. We get a really nice split. The one on top of the multi-mortar actually splashes on top of the spear thrower, finishing that off. And that one rocket balloon is going to finish off a bunch of defenses as my mountain golem finishes off all the air defenses on the backside. We have a pack of minions going up the right side to clear some trash buildings. I'm going to speed this up to 2 times because we are not watching a 4 movement speed rocky mountain golem try to move through the rest of the base. We still have a rocket balloon, and look at those stupid minions try to chase that stupid giant. Like, the minion just stutters and just can't shoot at the giant the entire time. It's so annoying. It's so frustrating to watch because the giant has like 12 move speed while the minion has like 32. So you'd think that the minions could take it out. I just finished it off with the zap, and we finish off the rest of the base with the mountain golem still alive and so much bonus gold. Alright, here we go against a Balloon Lagoon this time, and we're going in with some more Frosty Chads, leading that way towards that District Hall with so many buildings around. 2 Inferno Towers, 2 Rocket Artilleries, 2 Air Defenses, Rapid Rocket Spear Thrower, Bomb Tower, Air Bombs, all within Wizard Chain distance of that District Hall. That's one of the juiciest District Halls from a non-CP I've ever seen. And we're going to try to clear the path using some barbs to clear the way, some rocket balloons to clear the defenses towards the District Hall, as well as not using archers because we're not boring. All those buildings are touching, so those rocket balloons can also just do so much damage. A pack of minions to try to distract some splash on the right side, as well as some rocket balloons to sneak in to take out the ruined section over there. We kind of failed on those minions, and those balloons got splashed by the air bombs, but it doesn't matter. It is time. Giant from far away to distract the rocket artillery, a ram to try to distract the inferno beams, another giant to try to distract the that rocket artillery on the other side. because there's so many high value defenses, there's also a lot of DPS there. And so we're trying to make sure that those 4 wizards can get all of that HP down. They're locked on top of their target and they're chaining down both of the rocket artilleries. The Inferno Tower, Bomb Tower, and Air Defense goes down, and they almost finish off that Inferno Tower with their chains as well. And because they're healthy, they finish off a Spear Thrower, a Cannon. We use a Barb to tank and try to finish off that Inferno Tower, but it survives at 1 HP, so we just send in a Rocket Balloon real fast to try to take it out. But we're going to grab a Bomb Tower, but we're using Rocket Balloons, and so not finishing off that Air Defense is kind of unfortunate, but we just have some packs of Rocket Balloons, and we just need to see what we can get with them on the backside. Finish off the Cannon, finish off the Rapid Rocket, and finish off that Air Defense that we couldn't get with the Wizard. And that Wizard Bomb was so sick, grabbing all the value on the backside, and we're going to try to finish things off by trying to save as much bonus gold as possible, keep our troops alive, finish off the cannon and some minions on the backside to try to clear the trash buildings along the way, some rocket balloons to finish off the Rapid Rocket as well as the Spear Thrower. We drop them in between those 2 defenses to splash them both down because they're touching, and then once those Rocket Balloons start approaching, we use that Fortress to tank both Air Bombs and the Rocket Artillery as well as some Spear Throwers, and now there's basically no air defenses left on the base. There is that Mega Hidden Tesla that I try to blast through with a bunch of packs of Rocket Balloons, and we just have a bunch more Rocket Balloons to try to sprinkle around the base and pick off some Spear Throwers all the way around. Now, I know that I'm trying to keep as many troops alive as I can and try to be more responsible, but I just can't resist the urge to swag those 2 heal spells. This is the compromise I'm willing to make. I'm not ready to be fully responsible. We basically drop every spell on top of the river now that I look at this. Oh man, the Frost spell is a true gem of the clan capital. Alright, hope you guys enjoyed today's attacks. We had it all today with the Frosty Chads, the Golem versus Max Barb Camp, as well as the Chads versus Dragon Cliffs. I would not recommend that you try the Golem versus Max Barb Camp as well as the Chads against the Dragon Cliffs ones at home, unless you're prepared for things to go horribly wrong. But the other ones are always super satisfying and fun to pull off. The Super Chads with the Rage and the Ramps and not the Graveyard spell is still one of the best things in the clan capital and so satisfying when you're able to get it off. But like and subscribe if you enjoyed today's video. Make sure you join the Discord as well, and take care.